have been just shocked. No, let me break that. I've been sort of overjoyed by the Kamala Harris media tour for her book 107 Days.
How long glitched my game out when I tried to
Like, right off the bat, the title was exciting. There is no the same thing happened with Hillary Clinton. When she lost, and Hillary lost, it's like Hillary warned us. She warned us about all the things that would happen.
Playing Among Us.
Looking at the tour itinerary, grabs and held flips are next. That's definitely Slappy's domain. How about I take you over to his DIY rooftop mega madness
I'm
spot?
trying to figure out how to play higher. I don't know if it's more like how high you can look at it. Like you're supposed to play high like or faster.
To tell Muslims that about the West Bank and how that belongs to Israel. Like,
She had a full Beyonce.
so she has this little book out where doing this thing. And
All right, this is it.
of
But you'll need to get to the roof to kick things off.
all the stuff.
I'd take you, but Slappy never gave me an elevator key. He says climbing builds character. I'm all good on the character front, but feel free to work on yours.
Matto asked that question in a kind of interesting way that is actually a little bit shady, which I respect. And it's like, if you typically just like, why aren't you if you have such political capabilities, why aren't you in the White House? And Kamala's response, this is fascinating.
Oh my god.
So I reckon Shingo filled you in on how harder tricks get better scores.
Politically active.
Holding grabs or flips is a great way to keep that score ticking up. For that, you'll need big air. Me and the Lokes built this whole mini mega track for just such an occasion. How serendipitous.
Campaigning, I saw you.
Holy, that was mega nuts. Now try moving around while holding your air to tweak them out even more. Okay, next up, we'll get you landing some held flip tricks. Held flip tricks are simple. Flip the board and just avoid catching it with your feet for as long as possible. Excellent. I'm gonna have to figure out octuple. All right, I got a little challenge to put it all together. Get it started whenever you're ready. And remember to hold those tricks, get that air, and with a little luck, I'll find that elevator key to give you. Just don't tell Dingo.
My brother is legal counsel.
Stop. Okay. I don't even think that, idiot. So that means you should never be in power again. Because that's like your whole job is basically to keep him in check. Misunderstanding. Can't figure it out. Isn't it just do I thought I did the 360 shot. See, what the fuck? Oh wait, no, 360, so it's like a different thing.
Maybe Shingo and V really are dropping knowledge on you.
That would hug my friend. They're feckless.
Cool. I'll be in touch with the last part of the tour soon. Just gotta get a few things sorted. Later.
Okay, this is she doesn't keep hitting that. Assuming she ever gets more media appearances.
David, we're dealing with communist Trump, and all the titans of industry aren't going to lie with him.
We will do everything we can to crush the Mensheviks. The revisionist Democrats. Sorry.
It's so scary. So this is like a libertarian argument. This is the government is actually too dangerous.
This is why these people are so unpopular because they believe in nothing, and when they're kind of caught trying to explain the world to where they can argue, they just have to put on other people's clothes, right? They're really like you hated posers. Middle school and high school, it's like you gotta live and be authentic to who you fucking are, and like say what you actually believe. Don't advance around different ideologies.
It's actually good to have like strong principles here too, but like America encourages a mentality where like you should never believe in anything unless all things
I'm sorry.
have like
The capitalist class that
all
is collaborating
qualities.
with Donald Trump. It's not doing
There can't be like a demarcated line.
They're doing so because this is the second time they've got to break into this bank, and now they know what to do. They know where the vault is. They know everything about it.
I mean, it's like you're always encouraged to interest
Hey, first of all,
in
this is
not
like
that wrong.
4 years. The Democrats ain't gonna do shit. This thing gotta stop it. And hell, this might be the new reality. It's purely self-interest. What's everything about the system that we enforce on? That is the engine of the decision making of people.
Yeah, and
Self-interest. Democracy is an impediment. That's why they destroy their organizations. There's a reason that capitalists don't run their companies as a democracy because they are actually tyrants, right? They are people who want to control every aspect of their employees' lives, and they want to make sure that all of the tribute, all of the money, everything that's being produced from there, all the profit is flowing towards them. They're not interested in democracy. Democracy is an impediment.
yeah, the Silicon Valley CEO. Why didn't you save democracy? So what's going to happen here is you're going to go through a bunch of things that aren't. This is the whole different bias discussion.
Nice times with Slappy, huh? He gave you the key and everything? Damn, what's a Shingo gotta do? Tell you what, I've got the info that'll give you the key, beating the old Slapster's most precious
I
thing.
want to highlight one thing.
High score winning run at the House of Rolling Reverend. Head over to the Casper and I'll fill you in.
She was quoted basically political hazard on speed, and this so when Captain Volker recently endorsed Carl Valley, quoted that Captain Valley, so she's trying to
Okay, what the hell's up?
business leaders said Republicans of color that, quote, the threat to capitalism in front of their country is more concerning than the threat to
True.
now.
That's always true.
People will say,
It's been true since 2016.
again, this is something that exactly this is out there.
Okay, Our goal here is to max out your scores. Good thing I came up with the scoring system V uses to calculate your ripping and rewards. Remember, a sequence only ends when all 4 wheels touch the ground. The secret formula is a healthy dose of advancement. All right, let's try with one of the new tricks I showed you. See? That's a pretty juicy sequence score, but it all feeds into line scores. They're a running tally of your recent sequence scores. Let's try to get a big line score and push your scoring limits. Don't forget your scoring fundamentals. Keep landing tricks. Lines only end if you slam or when your multiplier runs out. Mix up your tricks and get that score up to keep the multiplier climbing. Let's give it a go. Remember, the multiplier goes up when you earn more score or land different tricks. Keep at least 2 wheels off the ground until you're ready to keep those scores up. And don't forget to keep an eye on V's score calculations. She's programmed to provide real-time feedback. Okay, I've marked the Slappy Soul Crushing Challenge for you at the House of Rolling Reverend. Shouldn't be a problem for a scoring master like yourself.
I am going to read it out. New Elf
Shut the fuck up. Now you're throwing him under the bus?
Innocent God. So she can't
Okay, here's the. He says it. I say.
Even in that,
Use what you.
even in her like breaking with fighting.
What up?
The empathy,
Way before it was MySpace, being outside was MySpace. I barely remember the inside of my place. We meet by face and hold it. For DMs, we wrote it down on paper and folded it. Saturday night, cereal. On the radio, still play dope material. Cassette deck ready for when it plays next. Catching videos on the VHS. And the vision of studying Cinemax, late night scramble vision. Wore shoes till they had holes before one of those. Take a break, head straight for the garden hose. You might know somebody with a Polaroid, but no camera phone, so any evidence is Polaroid. Lights came on, gotta go. I don't care how it's looking. And our parents would still be as
Holy score attack! That's gonna make Slappy sick when he hears you crushed his Alzheimer. Slappy.
Yo, high score scorer. Shingo shared a clip of you crushing my benchmark at the Rollin' Revs. That's cool. Records are made to be broken, and Shingo still has to climb up to the Lokes roof spot. Time for more fun to wrap up the tour. It's just around the way.
Even know like what these books. You or at least I'm familiar with.
They may even have
I am a conservative.
This spot for the final test of your multifaceted bag of tricks is nuts. The Parkade is an SV Loke favorite, full of DIY spots and obstacles on each floor. And just wait till you see the ender. Okay, this gauntlet will test everything you've added to your bag of tricks on the tour. Grinds, the Lokes love this garage. Each floor is something cool to skate. Lots of it appropriated from the works yard. Bonus parkade hill bombs to boot. So sick. Me and the Lokes busted out the old quick drop to offer up the perfect grind loop. Use it to show off your bag of tricks.
And call on Hamas to release the hostages and accept the ceasefire agreement run out of the So we are already doing genocide in this thing where she supposedly gave a great speech and supported all the governments. But actually the problem was Hamas not accepting the ceasefire. There wasn't a ceasefire. Never had a serious ceasefire agreement until they offered let us read those agreements. Let the IDF soldiers go to few graves, take some fucking psychedelics, and come back home. And never a permanent ceasefire.
You know, this all kind of reminds me of teaching a wee Shingo how to skate. Only you're actually good. Ooh, sizzle dingo burn.
And that's what they did. They're like, oh yeah, we accept the ceasefire. When if you say like, what about a permanent ceasefire? Those people supported this. That was real and even civilians. They were the speech that had been very approved by the government and national security. And the West Wing was displeased. I was fascinated. Their thinking was zero sum. Peace signing peace. That given the physical success as it was vital. It was a testament to his judgment. What a leader would do in all of this situation is say, fuck you, I'm going to show you. I'm not going to wait for permission. It would serve as testament.
That happens a lot. I think it's like I'm hoping they can work that.
It was not a good. You are not good. This book is not but it's not promoted by anyone. Nothing that Kamala has ordered. Kamala Harris seems like she's a good player. But in terms of the politics,
That grind, okay, let's get up higher for a heavenly...
but she asked about, like, you know, she's clearly part of the problem.
I think they built this place in the 70s. Explains the funky shape, I guess. Doesn't explain the name, though. Maybe get B to search it up. The Lokes set up some Oh yeah, don't forget, you can let go of the Manny and push for some more speed. But doing it all in one Manny would look a whole lot cooler. Damn, making the L. Okay.
So
Be careful, man. You know somebody.
I'm so not interested in these characters. They're honestly really irritating.
You gotta
all of them.
fucking.
Every single
Here's a good one. I taught Izzy the finer points of skating the ramps up here. Such a frothing grom. Damn near launch yourself clear off the parkade, down to the streets below. What a charger.
I don't think the donors will be there either. Who's going on saying all this shit about what they
Yup, open up your...
What are they gonna be like? Shamed into supporting them? Yeah.
How about if I distract you with a Shingo story? Such a good kid. Watched him grow from a little ripper playing skate with strangers to filming epic parts for some heavy hitters. And now running the scene in San Van. He's the man. Just don't tell him I said so. I'll deny it.
That, you know, she is not...
I'm never gonna get like a really fast fit like that reliably.
Just insanely not good at it. So it's very clear that they were selected for different reasons. They are comforting to the rich people that control us.
Absolutely nailed it. You gotta get me to show Shingo the footy so he knows you learned good. Okay, head up to the top for an...
Right to the bucket.
Me and the Lokes love this place. Nothing beats bombing down the spiral and putting your hand up on the ledge to swipe the bird debris off into the mug of whoever follows. I don't know why people don't do that anymore. But if you do, I recommend gloves. And don't follow. For real.
But in like the lip, like really tough. Not but also
You're gonna want to watch yourself on this one. The Pervitech will save you from the fall, but not to climb back up.
Oh wait, 2 flip tricks. Wait, that was it.
Crushed it. But I'm thinking we need an ender. I've got an idea. I used to kick my feet up and ride Coffin down the ramps here.
Oh no.
I promise that little anecdote is relevant. You'll see. Come on. Alright, coffins are real fun stuff. Let's just hit this small ramp to drop a seshi. That ramp will send you flying if you hit it wrong. Pretty easy stuff. Just lay down on the board, impaling Vlad style, but hold on tight. Yeah, crushed it. Now for the Ender, something gnar enough for curtains on this tour. Pop back up at that session marker.
I'll change it, I guess.
Yeah,
Some
you
of
know,
the
I'm
players are
looking here. This is from Ynet News, which purports to be Israel's #1 news website. This is a shocking fact that I'm not surprised by, but I'm shocked that it's in Kamala Harris's book. She writes that in post-election surveys. She writes that post-election surveys found Biden voters in 2020 who declined to back her, cited ending Israel's violence in Gaza as their main reason. Above the economy, immigration, and there's all
Right,
this
fine, yeah, let's do it.
people who voted Biden in 2020.
Alright, I got this idea from a gaming clip I once saw. Dude was playing some skate game and was doing the craziest thread the needles.
Yeah,
The
was
House
it
of the Rolling Revs
Riders
is the
Republic or
needle,
something?
and you're the thread.
We're like, why is the party so It's the Democratic Party supporting a Holocaust. That's why.
Oh, Coffin 360.
He stopped asking. They stopped responding.
I'll do, should I start it after I go? Should I just do it? Okay.
Sick. I knew those ramps would come in handy. Needle threaded and no post-challenge coffins required. Hell yeah. Well, you did it. Stoked to see your bag bulging with skate trickery. Want to know a secret to keep it growing? Experiment. It doesn't hurt, there's no losing, and who knows, you might just come up with something new. Your very own NBD. Or check Skatepedia. It's a goldmine of knowledge. I'm signing off for now, but look for Shingo to drop his Expression Session tour soon. Peace.
Oh, okay, well, fine.
I will say,
I know, where am I supposed to go? Well, I guess I can level up, okay. More challenging. So is that just all there is to the game after that? Is, I guess I mean, I know it's early access. Plus there's... It's just like going around and doing challenges. I guess you can build parts and stuff too. Oh yeah, I know. Public, so I'm doing duty. YouTube wanted me to let you know that. That's the policy.
In studio today, we have state representative from our home state of Oklahoma and the Democratic House leader, Cindy Munson.
There
And let me
really
just tell you
is
something,
one
there
ring.
aren't that many
Oh, no, this is
Democrats
the one
in
that
our
broke.
state.
Okay.
In
Okay,
an
right.
ambitious turn of events, she has decided to throw her hat in the ring and run for governor of one of the Republican states in the country. Cindy, welcome to Unheard.
Thank you so much for having me. It's good to see you both.
Yeah,
In the flesh.
I know. Last time we saw you was at the DNC in Chicago.
A hopeful time. It was so happy.
Yes.
My skin looks great.
How do
The energy was high.
How do you, as a person running for governor, address the issues with? I think Donald Trump's approval rating in the state is in the high 60s. How do you do that? How do you run in a state that has just capitulated to fascism like that?
Well, I'll say two things give me a path of possibility. First, I'm the first person to represent House District 85 in Central Oklahoma City, the first Democrat, not the first person, excuse me. And so I know what it takes to run strong campaigns and get in front of people, even those who very much disagree with you, and talk about an issue they actually care about. The second thing is we have examples. Kansas, just north of us, they have a Democratic governor, very similar demographics and similar makeup of their legislature, and also the state of Kentucky, where you have Amy Beshear as governor. Again, similar demographics, similar makeup of the legislature, and these folks have been able to win as Democrats and stay firm in their values. And so there is a pathway, there are examples out there, and I think what people are missing is so many who don't actually get on the ground and talk to people, is there is a lot more hope out there, even in rural Oklahoma, when you have face-to-face conversations. And you've seen me out knocking doors and getting face-to-face with people, and I'm sure you certainly would not
And in the sunshine, drying them.
legislature those conversations. So it's hard work. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. I tell people every day I put in the effort each and every day to make it happen. And so I'm hopeful. And then as the Republicans on the other side continue to bring each other down and figure out who can be the most MAGA, I'll be talking about the issues that Oklahomans actually care about.
Let's get into the nuts and bolts of that, because when I see a lot of Democrats on the national scene right now, and I'm talking about Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, they are beholden by the same lobbyists that are also donors to MAGA. And so, as a
You know, it's literally
Democrat
called, like, I looked it
in a
up,
deeply
like,
red state, a lot of
it's
these
literally
MAGA
called the cool
policies are going to
like,
start
what the fuck?
eroding the quality of life of so many Oklahomans, and it's going to make them
one of
realize
those things
that
like
they
the
had
Big
taken
Bang,
for
like,
granted
you
the
weren't
services
even
the
trying.
government provides, that they were indoctrinated to believe were somehow controlling them. And once these services start eroding, then we have to look to candidates that can deliver on promises. What is your position on taking money from super PACs?
Well, we're already seeing that happen in Oklahoma. We're 50th in the nation for education. We're nearly at the bottom for healthcare. There is not true economic prosperity in this state, and that's because Republicans have been in control for nearly 2 decades. You know, when it comes to, I have never been persuaded by a single dollar that has been contributed to me to make decisions on behalf of my constituents. And that's because I do the work. I actually get down and talk to people. I earn my job based on the people who can put me there, which is voters. Any dollar that comes into my campaign, I think about morally and with my own integrity, what fits and aligns with my values. Even as a state representative, I have rejected dollars from PACs and individuals who I say, this just does not align with who I am as a person and what I stand up for, and so I have to send those monies back. Already in my campaign, we're more focused on individual donors and people across the state, and quite frankly across the country. I'm very grateful that people across the country are looking to invest in Oklahoma, but really in the state of Oklahoma, everyday people who are giving $5, $7 a month, $25 a month, of course, larger donations too, but those grassroots efforts are what you see. And you see leaders at a national level who stay in integrity with who they are as a person and everyday people's needs, because they are not persuaded by big dollar donors. So if you do that, then you actually do the work.
Okay, so you're in Oklahoma, which is Oklahoma City, Tulsa, you probably do great here, but when you go into the rural part of the state, now they're closing the hospitals. We are 50th in education. What my question is, are those people feeling the results of Trump policies yet?
Because I know he put some policies that don't come till after the midterms, but are they feeling the tariffs and the economic impact of what he is doing with America?
Yeah, as I've traveled the state of Oklahoma, and of course I have to get outside of Oklahoma City and Tulsa, and I'm from Southwest Oklahoma, so it is important to me to travel across the state, and I will go to all
I still need a
77
good hat, so yeah.
the communities that I have gone into, which bring out quite a big group of predominantly women who are upset, and people who sat on the streets. They are worried about education, but the number one issue that they are most concerned is healthcare. They are fully aware of what is going to happen when these Medicaid cuts hit, because hospitals are already putting out a warning. They have to start financially planning. When there's hundreds of millions of dollars being cut, what is that going to look like in the future? They were planning for, their hospital systems have been planning for how do we get to first step in the nation for healthcare outcomes versus where we are today. But that takes money and it takes resources to do that. And so since they already see those cuts happening, they have to start pulling back now. In Oklahoma, Medicaid expansion is taking place, but not because of those who are in power who are making decisions on behalf of each and every one of us. The people decided to expand Medicaid. So what Republicans are saying is we don't care what you want and what you've done and the effort you put in to expand Medicaid and ensure people in your community have access to health care. We're cutting all of that. So there was hope there in the last 5 years here in Oklahoma to make that happen. And now to know that those doors will shutter, those services will end, there is a deep fear, not just for themselves, but how they take care of their family members and how to bring jobs to rural Oklahoma or the state of Oklahoma. We've been rejected more times than once. We're in this like dysfunctional relationship with these corporations to bring them here, to bring high-paying jobs with good benefits because we say, we'll give you all our tax dollars. And they say, well, that's stupid. Because business leaders tell us you have to invest in people when it comes to education, healthcare, you don't.
So Republican supermajorities have driven Oklahoma
They're loud.
to
They're
the
very loud.
bottom.
I mean, the whole thing stinks. I think the other
We've had these Republican supermajorities, all through the Bible.
Yeah,
You see it
years.
really, really distinctly in Oklahoma. In my opinion, governors like Kevin Stitt and politicians like Ryan Walters weaponize the faith of Christianity against the people in these rural areas to care about, hey, I'm not going to get you anything you need right now, but I'm going to scapegoat these trans people and I'm going to scapegoat these immigrants, and that's why you can't have nice stuff. This is a very religious state. I'm not a religious person, but I find it so insidious and dangerous that these politicians like Kevin Stitt, who's a total charlatan, a complete hypocrite in his faith, uses the faith of these people in rural Oklahoma that have no social life outside of their churches. And he Christian signals and he Jesus signals. And he says, things like the Lord this and Jesus that. Meanwhile, he is demonizing the poor and helping the rich accumulate more wealth. He is demonizing homeless people. I think he recently was on record calling somebody who picked up homeless people goody two-shoes or something to that extent. I personally am so sick of religion being in politics, but you're in Oklahoma politics, and it is just such a huge part. How do you speak to these very, very religious people in rural Oklahoma who have been lied to and have had their faith weaponized against them, and it has led them to being like basically a bottom 5 state, which I think is really the most diabolical thing that the Republican Party does.
That's probably one of the more difficult things I've had to face in politics. And it's not just with people in their communities, it's with my colleagues weaponizing the Bible, weaponizing Bible verses to justify child abuse, to justify women who are raped, to justify things that are horrific. That I think on a human level, regardless of what your religion is or where you live, you would never stand for. And so it's my job, and it's always been important to me to just show up where people don't expect me to be. A young Democratic woman who's Asian American, who has stances on issues and probably social and cultural issues that maybe folks don't share with me. To show I'm just like you. I'm a human being, you're a human being. Let's talk about the things that actually matter. And why I decided to run for governor, I think is so important, especially for Democrats who are running in 2026, and what my job is every day is to speak truth to these issues and to show up. Even if you're a little afraid, you know, or you're going to be rejected because of your ideas or what your stances are. Because I think what people are actually craving, what they need is authenticity. They need to see people who are standing firm in their truth and what they believe is right, and they need to hear that because of these things, because we're at each other's throats, because we're demonizing each other, these people who, and quite frankly, politicians and my opponents on the other side of the aisle, they pander to protect their power. That's it. If you and I are at each other's throats, we're not going to talk about education. We're not going to talk about reproductive health care. We're not going to talk about healthcare access just in general. We're not going to talk about that we're not raising
I'm training it already.
that you and I are working 2 or 3 jobs and we can barely pay our rent. Who should we be mad at, each other or them?
I think one thing the Republican Party has been so successful at is convincing people that make $50,000, $70,000 a year to fight for billionaires and not for themselves. So how do you barnstorm the state and message in a very simple way, that you know, your opponents, you know, whoever comes out of the Republican primary, and I'm sure they're just going to be horrific, just based on geography in my lifetime here. How do you message simply, a simple Democratic message that these people are lying to you and they are only helping the billionaire class and they are not going to help you? How do you message that?
I think you're doing it now. You know, it's just we have to keep pointing to where we are, and you have to be persistent. And I feel like, you know, right now it is face-to-face conversation. It is the harder, more difficult work. There is not a simple solution. But I think once we get closer to election day and we see who ends up actually being my opponent, there's going to be a clear contrast. And the message I've sent out so far is I am a normal person, just like you. You know, let's get back to being normal and what it's like to actually live in the state and the challenges that we're facing. And I have had Republicans in rural Oklahoma. I go to these fairs, I go to all sorts of things. You know, I'm used to just give me a list and let me knock a lot of doors. And I am still knocking doors to an extent. Versus go to a county fair and just walk up to people, probably people who don't want to talk to me, you know? And I've had Republican men who have said, I have never seen people show up in this part of my community. Or, you know, good for you for being brave enough and courageous enough. I haven't even seen a Republican show up yet. So they understand. I think there is a level of understanding of people who've been taken for granted.
Do you think that's a good message to rural Oklahomans that the Republican Party has taken you for granted, and taken advantage of you, and weaponized your faith against you all of this time because they know that all they have to do is Christian signal, and you're going to go vote for them?
Yes. And it's my job to listen to where is that fear coming from? What is it that
I can tell you?
Yeah,
it's Fox News.
Yeah. Well, yes. But I mean, in terms of their own livelihood, if they think about themselves, and another message I've sent to people, especially
really care about it.
And a lot of our issue here is I'm going to get Republicans who vote for me. I have had
So I
that
can barely
happen.
hear
People will
anything.
cross over because
And I hate the
a
fucking
good
bot
chunk of
and
registered Republicans aren't active
And the
Republicans.
characters.
They just do that because they think they can
All I like is playing
influence
like
a
the
primary
gameplay.
because we have a
Everything
closed
else is
primary system here in Oklahoma. But there have been thousands of Democrats and independents who have sat on the sideline who are not voting consistently.
Don't kick me
And
off. Okay.
my
Please,
message
I'm
to
sorry.
them is, do you
I
believe
love
you
it.
deserve better?
Great game.
First, as an individual,
Fuck
do you
no.
believe you deserve better than living in a state that's 50th in the country for public
Or whatever,
education?
by the-
When, by
whatever
the way, it
things
doesn't
that
have
I'm
to
not
be
gonna
this
buy.
way, and that you don't have access to health care. As a woman, if you care about reproductive health care, you care about motherhood, even if you're pro-life, if you consider yourself pro-life, don't you think you should have access to health care?
I want to advise you, unsolicited. The best way for you to do this is to just go barnstorm and say they have been lying to you for decades and the proof is in the pudding. Attack first and talk about what you can do later. But we are in a post-Trump era and you have got to immediately define these people. They have lied to Oklahomans for over 20 years and they have not delivered. They have lied to them, they have weaponized their face, and you got to go pit bull. You got to go full tilt pit bull. And then once you get them in, you can talk about the important things that we're doing. But in this post-Trump America, everybody, it's what is going to get their attention first. Nobody likes a fucking liar. Nobody does. And Oklahomans have been lied to by their hypocrite Christian governor,
But it's okay because
Kevin
I have
Stitt.
a Fox
This
News.
freak show school superintendent Ryan Walters, and they get lied to every single day. And that is the biggest crime of what the Republican Party has done to people in Oklahoma. And I think you've got to get, I like how your policy stuff is, but we're in this, people are just, you've got to be a pit bull. You got to go after them because they have done Oklahomans dirty. They have done us so dirty. It is a travesty how indoctrinated the people in the state are to believe that those politicians actually care about them.
And that's a lot of where my conviction comes from, is that you hear statistics, and those are numbers and data, but when you're on the ground and you see people truly struggling, it should make you angry, and it does make me angry. And you're right. There's nothing. You're right. People don't like liars, and to be somebody who's compassionate towards people, to see that people who are vulnerable, who deserve.
Ever feel like your life is spiraling out of control? Well, that's okay. At this spiral staircase,
different areas, and we could be doing more. And we
with
don't.
regards to like immigration, I think that people in rural counties and suburban counties, you can say, some immigrants, these are good people. These are good family people. Does your faith instruct you to demean them the way Kevin Stitt and Ryan Walters want you to? Is that what your faith instructs you to do? I think if you go there, Cindy, you got to go in, call them liars, tell them how they've used their faith against them, and just go tear it up. Just go turn the whole thing upside down, because that's the only way a Democrat is going to win in this state. Is that you got to call out every single one of them. What do you think, Pops?
Well, I completely agree. But I just think when Brad Henry was governor, how many years ago was that? Two-term governor,
Only two
Democrat.
governors ago, by the way. Two
So
governors ago.
16 years. Our education was higher.
We were 12 through 16.
Yes, everything was, I think, above 25 in all the statistics, and now we are 45 plus in every statistic.
Because Oklahomans have been lied to. They have been manipulated and lied to by these corporate-owned, fake Christian politicians. And I'm telling you, that shit, Cindy, in my opinion, that's what gets people motivated. Because I wish that you could say, hi, my name is Cindy, and I'm going to deliver health care and bring education up. People do care about that, but we have to address how this state got here, and it got here by lying politicians and the people that are running on the Republican side. These people are the same diabolical, pathological liars that Trump and Kevin Stitt and Ryan Walters are. These people are liars. All of them. Every single one of them.
that was a head turner. Nice.
Well, whatever. That's to your point. I mean, they've only held the
I do think that it's also your point
and we've cut taxes
keep your
for the
expectations
wealthiest.
measured and
We've
think
cut
of it as if
taxes
you were
on
actually
corporations, and by we
skating,
Republicans,
like what would
Democrats have
you
not
actually
joined
be
in
willing to
on
try?
that effort. And
If
our
that makes sense,
rankings
like,
are
if you were
because
like
of
good
lack
at
of
skating,
investment.
because
And
I
that
was
goes
only
back to what I said.
marginally
We stay at
good
each other's
skating.
throats, and we're not paying attention to the
Maybe they
actual
can
things that are
only
happening
landed
to
a few
people.
kickflips.
And they want to give us some kind of, like you said, scapegoat or group to point fingers and blame. And really, it's them. These people have the
You
most
know what I'm
power.
saying?
They
What
have
would you,
power
like,
to
humanly
transform
try?
people's lives, and they choose not to. And I've been in the fight for a decade, over a decade.
Even though you
They've
can
done
do
with their
ridiculous
power.
things,
They
yeah,
have
I get
taken
that.
our state, as she said, when we had a Democratic governor, Brad Henry, and now we are at the very bottom. All Kevin Stitt has to do
Well,
is
usually
get
can't
out
expect
in
it
Christian
to be
sick.
an person.
And then it cover, he has to mention the Lord. And that is just so insidious and so diabolical to weaponize people's faith against them. And you talked about Andy Brashear. He actually was in Oklahoma and came to this studio and filmed with us. And I thought it was really interesting that Andy Brashear, he's won 2 terms, and he has refused to throw any marginalized group
He's
under the
for that.
bus
Can't
because
say
his
it's
faith instructs him not to do that, not to bully people, but just to spread love.
She's like a bird. She goes like,
I think that message of number one, combining, you have been lied to, Kevin Stitt's a liar, and you have to call it out. Kevin Stitt is a liar. It's simple. Like make America great again. It's simple messaging. You've got to call it out. MAGA has been lying to you. Combined with why has the faith of Christianity gotten so toxic? Aren't we supposed to, and cruel? Aren't we supposed to embrace each other? Another interesting point, or final question, that just kills me about is we fell prey to right-wing extremism, and yet the state still votes for politicians that have no problem pardoning.
I'd like to get better at like power
extremists. And I wonder, where is the lesson in that? We saw a fireman pick up a baby that was bombed in the federal building by a right-wing extremist named Timothy McVeigh. And all these little kids died. And you would think that our state would be the leader against right-wing extremism. Yet, this electorate continues to vote for
looking for a stash with a bit of a bite?
That
dig in.
placates and nourishes and feeds right-wing extremism.
Yeah, it is one of the more confusing.
Oh God, is that the
because
bot?
no one knows better. No one knows domestic terrorism better than and it is heartbreaking. But I'll tell you this. I think what it comes down to, and again, all my years campaigning and doing the work that I have done, there has to be an alternative. There has to be a choice, and I think that that's what has been missing, and that's why you see low voter participation and things going the way that they are, because you don't have people on either side many times talking about what Oklahomans actually care about. So it's easy to get distracted with some of this more extreme stuff. I mean, where are people spending a majority of their time throughout the day? It's on that dang phone. Yeah. Scrolling. And I tell people this all the time, and we're talking about more with recent events on a national level, but nothing makes more money than rage. Stay angry at each other, so you'll keep clicking on these things, and you'll make your comments, and you'll go after your neighbors and family members. It's ridiculous. And so I'm doing the hard and important work, and many candidates are across the country and even in the state of Oklahoma. And I think a lot of times people take Democrats in the states where Republicans are the circulatory grading. We're doing some of the most difficult We're standing up against the most extreme policies, and then we go back out to our communities and we talk about it, and then we get reelected.
I need to get up on
and so that is what keeps me passionate about being in politics, being allowed to be a Democrat, and standing up for my values.
You're really in the trenches. I mean, truly, it is a profile of courage to go to the state legislator every day, because those people are unhinged. That's where one of the most recent, I saw a state representative wants to demand that every Oklahoma university put a Charlie Kirk statue up. And let's be clear, I oppose gun violence. What I witnessed was terrible, but to demand that we memorialize a racist where a lot of African Americans, Asian Americans, Native Americans are going to go to school, which is an outrage. And I read into this, a colleague of yours. Of course, he promoted or voted for a bill where parents could abuse their physically disabled child. Right. So that surprised me zero.
Dude, oh my God, that's just like,
and not compassion.
Like that hits me. That's like what I just heard. It hits me a little bit more every time. Like every second it passes. Like,
Republican politicians is they traffic in cruelty, and they're liars. They lie, and they refuse to tell people that are making under $100,000 a year why they can't get ahead. Why they can't get ahead is because all of those lying Christian Republicans only
Some
vote
say the
to
SC
help
Lokes,
the
especially
wealthiest in the state, which are all these oil and gas.
Well, and then to cut programs and cut services that are so vital to keeping people healthy and having a high quality of life. And Oklahoma, we do not tax at 100. We are in many senses affordable, but at the same time, we are being deprived of things that are so important in order for us to succeed and to
corporate tax loopholes in this state for oil and gas companies really are something that help defund education extensively, because you have these, companies that have record profits, even in a dip in oil and gas, and it's so immoral. And when I think about this state, the people that I love here are so wonderful.
So they're going to take me back to
politicians do and weaponize and lie. It makes me really, really sick. And so it's so important that you're fighting for it. I wish you the best, but I have become very disenchanted with the electorate here because it feels like they vote for cruelty over compassion and they vote for money over kindness over and over and over again.
Well, I hope that me being here, and thank you for
No! Oh my god, I shouldn't have even
brings
tried to
some
do that.
level of hope and optimism, because somebody has to do the work, and it is hard, like I said. And people like to tell me all the time that I can't win and I can't do this, and God bless you and bless your heart, and I hear that. I think the reason why I can bring a different level of belief in the possibility that people will show up and things can change is because I hear the stories. I talk to people face to face, and it is my job to build a very strong campaign and to be out there every day doing the work to make it happen. And it's a lot of pressure. There's a lot going on in the world, but I get up every day committed to making Oklahoma better because I was able to go to a great public school in Lawton. I was able to go to college because Oklahoma's promise. My mom is from Seoul, South Korea. My dad is in the military. Neither one of them have a college education. I'm the first in my family to go to college. I'm the first Asian American woman elected to the legislature. These are all things that cannot be possibly every day that I
Clever.
He shouldn't be a friend. It should be like a evil robot GLaDOS. That would make it a lot cooler. That's a character I can get on board with. I don't want AI bot friends. There's enough of that
state
already.
representative or I run for governor someday. But everyone should have
I
that
don't
hope
think
and
that needs to bleed
possibility,
into
regardless
games
of whether they live,
anymore.
regardless who they vote for. I
It's
have
not
a
like
lot
a
of top
sci-fi
Munson
thing
voters in my district. It's interesting. One of them is my dad.
If it were trying to kill me,
it happens. And so, but it takes work. It takes organization. And I know you have a lot of folks who listen in who are not, who are probably also like, okay, yeah, whatever. But I think if you care about education, you care about healthcare, especially reproductive healthcare, you care about economic prosperity, you have to care about Oklahoma. You have to care about the child who's going to a school that's under-resourced, when it does not have to be. A woman who is probably going to die because she doesn't have abortion access in Oklahoma.
I really can't
or
figure
something.
out the,
Maybe she wanted that
jumping.
pregnancy. She wants a healthy baby, but pregnancy is not going in that way. All that stuff.
I might have been
Telling
hard
you,
to hide
you
it.
have to tell them the reason they don't have that stuff is because the Republicans have been lying to you. That's how that has been pitched. What's her name? Joy? She ran on all that. You've got to tell them the reason you can't have nice things in the
Like,
state.
how's that work? What the fuck? Okay.
I'm telling you.
What I'm saying is those who have
It feels like sometimes I jump
who
a
think
lot
it's not
higher.
possible, and it's mostly people on our side, that you're going to have to start believing. You're going to have to have some level of optimism and get away from the pessimism. They're banking on us not believing in ourselves and not showing up.
Actually.
And I tell people
Oh, see,
that
like with the book. Is it about speed?
you care and you sit on the sideline, you let them win. You have that mentality that Democrat can't win and doesn't change, you're letting them win. They love that. They love
speed
that.
thing? I don't get
The
it.
problem
Okay.
is Cindy Munson believes more than anybody else. And I wake up like that every day. I think I'm crazy. And maybe I am. I don't know. But yeah, crazy enough to believe it can happen. And I'm doing the work and I just need people to
Damn it.
come
Oh my
alongside
God.
and make it happen.
We'll help you.
I need
I
that.
have to say, I have been involved in hosting fundraisers and voting for politicians in Oklahoma so much, and they always lose. And they roll out a Republican-like platform.
Yeah, we will not be doing that. We have not.
And it doesn't resolve anything. It doesn't work, and it feels inauthentic. And so, you guys, I just want to tell you, the first time I ever met Cindy, I live in her district. She knocked on my door.
That's right.
And that's the very first time I met her. So she really does put in the work. She really does care. And I want to be your
shit.
stealth advisor. You have to go after the liars, Cindy. I'm telling you, they've been lying to Oklahomans for decades now.
Damn it,
and
dude.
the results
Okay.
are in. They're dead
The
last.
results are in.
We're dead in because they're pathological liars. All your coworkers in Congress, they're pathological liars. They are. No one knows that more than her.
Yeah, I love it. But no, you're right.
All right, tell our listener, listen, if you want to help Cindy, what's your website?
CindyMunson.com. And it's CYNDI. Everyone gets caught up on Munson. I think it's actually Cindy. That's where the.
Right.
But just CindyMunson.com, Cindy Munson OK, all of my social media handles. But yeah, get involved. All hands on deck, I tell everybody. You got to get in the game. If you want things to change, you cannot just hope and pray Cindy does it. You got to get involved, and that means your money and your time and your efforts, your belief system's got to shift a little
I'm
bit.
in as long as you call them all liars. I'm in. All right. All right, we'll see you all later.
Jesus. He's right though, like, they have too much fear of being antagonistic. Like, they think there's like they think respectability politics is still like a thing, and it's just not.
Because I want to show a clip of Charlie Kirk being a racist for 2 minutes straight, maybe a little longer. Well, this is your boy Charlie being a racist. The racist that they claim that's out here, all your dumb black friends. It's not everybody black, but you know, most of your friends that are black are dumb, and they mad at Charlie over something that they ain't even watched his content.
God damn it, I'm so stupid.
No, run it. What is that? Most of your friends are black and dumb.
Is he related to Herschel Walker?
Hey, if you know who Herschel Walker is, he went out, like, he was a black Republican, but like famously
Shout out
was
to all the
super
subscribers and the
anti-vax
members
too,
here on the channel.
during
Don't forget
COVID,
to like the
and then
video.
during COVID.
I am Reese Waters,
And then they kept running his Twitter account after he died and posting
to make society worse.
Charlie Kirk was not racist. Charlie Kirk's goal for black people is to get out of the oppression cycle.
Hey pal, you just blowing from stupid stuff?
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
Make some progress here.
Now, after hearing Charlie Kirk's words being used to explain everything from censorship to black empowerment, that can't be right.
Blacks in America did not have the same rights they have today. Data shows they were actually better in the 1940s.
Wow, I did not know. I did not know they were doing that. It's time I checked on the Black Magas. I'm gonna have to. You know what? Let me check on the Black Magas. I do want to give a shout out first to the Seneca Project, which compiled a very useful montage of Charlie Kirk's words, just to eliminate any confusion. As for the Black Magas,
the Party of Love and Acceptance is celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. Once you stop agreeing with the Democrats, they
what are you talking about?
You'll ever become. Charlie Kirk was a husband, a father, and a son. Somebody felt that it
Man,
was
I love
so
that whole thing, the whole like tolerant left thing. Like they're still trying to like that was never a thing.
There's a reason
You made it
call
up.
out
Like
the violence and hate.
it's about
Because
accepting
that's so,
like queer
so,
people,
so casual.
right? That was it. That's just the whole thing.
On others.
It's not about like being all loving
now
to everybody
I was
all
gonna
the time,
stop
no matter
her
what. It's, yeah,
in
you
the
know,
beginning
it's
when
just
she talked
you ran
about
with
the
straw man
Party of
arguments about
Love
like whatever
and
bestiality or pedophilia or whatever. So
and just
you like
reflect on
created this like
social
made
media
up
in the first 24
ideology
hours
that had never existed
after
in the
his
first
death.
place. I love
Then
that,
she
but I love
talked
that
about what
they're
she
still
did
running with
on
it. It's,
others,
like,
and I was
it's
gonna
insane.
jump in
But,
there.
have
And
fun
then
with
she went with Elon Musk and Trump. So why don't we just do that? Elon Musk, they murdered our emissary of peace in cold blood. Message received.
All of these people are loved by somebody. And I guarantee, and if it was you people, if you lost somebody that was close to you, you would not be laughing. And if other people were laughing about it, you want to burn the world. Leftism is solely responsible for his death. Y'all celebrated a
She wearing a
CEO
Bass
being
Pro
killed.
Shop
Y'all
hat.
think it's so powerful to take people's lives because they don't believe in what you want
I can't
them
see.
to believe. All of
Wait, is it?
Charlie's viewpoints were spot on. And the more y'all celebrate, the more y'all
4 out of 5 dentists agree.
Well,
This challenge reduces cavities.
well, in that case, why don't we consult Charlie Kirk himself?
If I'm dealing with somebody in customer
this
service
doesn't seem fun
who's a
at all.
moronic black woman, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? I'm only here because of affirmative action. We no. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
What the fuck?
You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously.
Well, you know, I wonder who Charlie might have been reflecting on to conclude things like that. And then I hear her, and all of a sudden that lands the plane.
Wait, didn't I end it in the dumpster?
I mean, she's so far gone. I bet she used this to take shots at George Floyd. She did?
Making fun of Charlie's death is not going to take away all of the problems that black people have. Black people are celebrating because this man told the truth about God.
Oh yeah, I can use my
compare his death to George Floyd because George Floyd overdosed with doing street life stuff.
Wow.
I
didn't see that coming. Well, perhaps I should.
Understand what I'm supposed to be
Because
doing.
the bar
Where am I
keeps
supposed to be
getting
slamming from?
For a Black Mac. That is, wow. Now, as far as him telling the truth about y'all, he certainly told the truth about some of us, didn't he?
Ketanji Brown Jackson is what your country looks like on critical race theory.
You're gonna remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian?
Ketanji Brown Jackson is an embodiment of the tyranny that we currently live in. She's an ideological, unintelligent, yet confident fanatic.
Why does Kirk believe passing the Civil Rights Act was a mistake? Now again, apparently it's on the show because we do that at least once a week, right?
So she wants to be the first ever black woman on the Supreme Court, yet she won't even admit that she's a woman.
You know, just when I think there's just no excuse to hold viewpoints like that, I hear the Black MAGAs and I'm like,
Oh, wait, okay. Okay,
that's who he was around.
Charlie Kirk was not racist.
I cannot hit that.
Charlie Kirk.
I'm not gonna make it.
For black people is to get out of the oppression mindset. Do y'all know that accepting oppression and treatment is a word?
Man, I got out of the oppression mindset. Oh my god.
I got it. So Charlie Kirk was trying to free us. I didn't hear that here.
We celebrate the Civil Rights Act more than the American founding. The country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true.
I don't know. Maybe those words have a whole separate meaning. Only in Black MAGA. Maybe that's what that is. Or maybe you're full of.
There's life and death on our tongue. When you choose to accept that you are oppressed, you are welcoming poverty and all the things that are not of God in your life.
Damn.
When you claim that you are a Christian,
Oh, I thought you had like something
but
drawn
yet
on
you're
her.
following leaders who are marching around these streets saying, oh, democracy this and democracy that. We are the oppressed people.
I'm sorry, come again? Did she say when you call yourself a Christian and you following leaders marching around saying democracy is democracy anti-Christian? Is that?
Oh, fuck. Okay, hold on.
This who he was around when he was. Wow. I go every day. I really I do.
I had to walk out of church today about 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
I'm on the verge of tears sitting in this parking lot because I'm having such because I
How do you do like a
genuinely don't understand are pushing this man as though hate didn't come out of his mouth and heart on a consistent basis. And I'm just sitting here like, if this is the God that we serve, if this is the reflection of the God we serve, do I want to be a part of it? I'm truly having conflict with my faith because the leaders that are supposed to be are guiding us in this way to feel empathy and sympathy that this person was this great Christian and that her message that
not to be
started off with like
preaching to Christian. I don't really believe in God. Actually, I think it's a little too simple. Concepts in terms of really spirituality. That makes sense. Like, I don't really, like, I would say I'm agnostic, but
I don't know where to go from
I'm
here.
not gonna go into that, but if you are like a Christian, you should have already been used to like charlatans, like using God.
To
Like,
spew
why
hate
would you
and
listen to
hide
them like as leaders?
yourself behind the Bible to me is
But
not
it also
something
shouldn't
I
shake
want
your
to be a
faith.
part of,
Like,
and it's not.
that shouldn't be what shakes your faith.
It's not the faith I want to be a part of.
Then leave. You do something.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Whatever it is as far as vexation, then leave. And go and get into a very
Like,
good
it shouldn't necessarily affect your
And
faith.
somebody point me in the right direction. I went down the rabbit hole today, and I'll be doing a reaction video to one of those videos. And it was of Charlie Kirk over debates and stuff like that. Because I never paid attention to him as much as I have. So, obviously, I'm familiar with his work, but not to the extent to really deep dive into it. I can't find the messages of hate. So y'all can point me to him.
Oh, I got you. You had to say nothing but a word. Check out the Seneca Project.
The war on white people continues. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. We are raising a generation of weak people.
Oh, wait, was he making a approach for the documentary? Yeah, never mind. It's not
self-interested,
but no.
narcissistic.
Anyway,
We know he's not very smart. We're representing
what he's preaching is
selfish,
pressure.
not very bright, not wise, not somebody of good character. She is a shame to the country.
Now here's Rob Smith. The evening this photo was taken, Charlie and I were hounded by people in the audience who were hatred at me for being gay, and Charlie for giving me a platform. We found out unruly and rowdy, and afterwards we sat in a holding room waiting for our escort and car out. I was shaken. I hadn't experienced anything like it before. Charlie looked me directly in the eyes and said this: God loves you. You're a part of this movement, and we've got your back. Now, he's reflecting on the episode at Turning Point USA where he was shouted out and chased out by a mob yelling racist and homophobic slurs. Now, your story about Charlie Kirk is a positive one as it reflects on him saying that he has your back. And you took them shouting you out of Turning Point USA and him having your back to reaffirm spreading the word of a party that shouted you out of Turning Point USA. To attack the ones where the default position would have been having your back. Is that...
Oh, wait, hold on.
Is that your... Charlie was the special one who accepted me for being gay? That is your flex as a conservative?
Hell no!
You know, people ask me why I choose to live in a sundown town, but let me tell you, my neighbor, Mr. Frank, he loves me and accepts me for who I am. He said he got my back. How the rest of the people feel about me? I don't really leave my house. I go back and forth to Mr. Frank from time to time. But I will tell you this is the greatest town in America. You know, at least the stretch from my house to Mr. Frank's.
White man just enjoyed the bill.
Alright, this didn't work out. This is what I
Like
wanted
lemon
to.
juice
It's fine.
and red furniture.
I can have dreams.
Charlie Kirk is not racist. I will not sit back and allow people to spread that lie. I gave Charlie Kirk his flowers last year and thanked him for helping hundreds of young black people get an invite to the White House back in 2019.
I want to give Charlie some credit here, okay? Back in 2019, Charlie Kirk helped a lot of young blacks get to the White House. He changed a lot of their lives. A lot of them never imagined going to the White House. And Charlie helped hundreds of young black boys and girls go to the White House. Charlie, thank you for that. Thank you, Charlie. So for people who want to call Charlie a racist,
wait, what? Like, go to the White House? What does that
So because of your personal
Dude, that
experience
was so awkward.
with Charlie
Even he was
Kirk,
laughing, you know, like
he
uncomfortably.
can't be a racist. Gotcha. Okay. So we can disavow anything that he might have said.
If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's white. It begs the question when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified.
And in the spirit of affirmative action, we have Ramon and Cadillac are your two pilots. They've never flown before, but they are black.
Because you had a good personal experience with Charlie Kirk, then he cannot be a racist. So let me ask you this. If you happen to be in court one day and you accuse somebody of robbing your house, and they say as a judge, well, he never robbed my house. So he never robbed my house. So therefore, he cannot be a thief. Not guilty.
Okay, hold on.
That's how y'all sound. They're comfortable on the rock, and y'all other Democrats are pretending to care about Charlie Kirk and his family. F y'all. It was your hateful rhetoric that caused all this. Huh. That's interesting. So you get to blanketly say that the left is celebrating this when literally no lawmaker did.
Okay, I swear to God, something is up with the timing.
And then you get to attack when they express some condolences. You say F you. That's the same kind of black bag or trick bag as you have a victim mentality or you're out of touch with the rest of the black people. Like, we just gonna attack you with whatever. Like, we just gonna say whichever one fits the box. That's the attack that we use.
No, I mean, no, it's clean.
Maxine Waters, all under the guise of blaming the left for hateful rhetoric. I got a question. Are these the black people that Charlie Kirk was around when he formulated his opinions? Now you're catching on. Now you're catching on, class. Charlie Kirk say now.
Looks like some kooks took issue with this equestrian statue and made
Charlie
improvements.
Kirk say now if
The
he
SB
see a black
Logs
pilot,
gave
he
their
gonna
blessing on
wonder
the Scorpion.
if he qualifies. That's not racism, it's common sense. I'm worried too because the Democrats have made it a policy to give jobs to people who maybe don't deserve them. People who maybe ain't smart enough to do that. So who wouldn't be worried about that? You know, I'm gonna be honest. Seeing the level that the black people that were around Charlie Kirk are operating at is explaining a lot. It really is explaining a whole lot. Now that particular one actually is a really good one because I can get how if this is how you are communicating and you are somebody that ran for elected office on the right, how you can look at other people and wonder if they're qualified. You know, because you got where you at. You know what I mean? So that I'm sorry. Wouldn't that same logic hold for Donald Trump questioning everybody else's qualifications? Because you receive it as he has the audacity, but he knows his level of qualification, what he's doing. So it makes sense that would be on the forefront of his mind at all times. It is basically imposter syndrome reflected outward. Y'all be teaching. Y'all be teaching.
Right now.
Now, I want to play this clip of Charlie Kirk being racist for 2 minutes. So for the dum-dums in the room, I'll save this part. Because I want to show a clip of Charlie Kirk being racist for 2 minutes straight. Maybe a little more. Now, this is your boy Charlie being racist. The racists that they claim that's out here, all your dumb black friends. It's not everybody black, but you know, most of your friends is black and dumb. And they mad at Charlie for the song that they ain't even watch his content.
Jesus. The fact that he's, now that I'm thinking about that, he's literally framing that as if he's speaking to white people. Like, he knows who his audience is here, you know what I'm saying? He said, like, you're black, like, you wouldn't really say that, would you? Maybe, I'm crazy, I don't really know.
explanation of him not being.
You're literally never gonna be the same.
Okay, this is good. So race was a social construct that he wanted to break out of.
Why would you doing that?
Does it sound like?
I'm also going to offer some context and some nuance.
Oh my god.
That no one dares to say out loud. Because that's not a scum.
What BLM stands for.
So does that mean it deserves to die?
Prowling blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact.
There's no such thing as racism.
Black people are allowed to talk about black culture in a way that white culture cannot. Black people are allowed to say that there's a baby mommy problem in black America, and white people are not allowed to say that. I just did. So what are you going to cancel me? Black people are allowed to say it. Black people are allowed to say it. Black people are allowed to skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. Oh wow, look how far blacks have come. It has now become a racial complaining day.
Baby mama problem? I don't know. I think you are though, aren't you?
Quite a useful tool in him landing his point.
He's not allowed to say that.
He wants to break out of it in the service of disproving.
Also, it's never been true. Like you're allowed to say literally what
which he had ceded
on the right.
was a man-made construct, which we can.
We are now seeing what actually happens.
But we went way different directions after that. Kind of like you and me, Tatum.
You're not allowed to say anti-Israel things, but Charlie, I don't know if he would have really had
Sweet. And you didn't even Scorpion.
You're not allowed to do protests on college campuses for that. But like, yeah, the government was never like monitoring 4chan and hunting down like, guys on there. Like most of the time, they overlook guys that were literally planning to just commit murder. And then did. And just doesn't seem like a problem. It's fine. No, he's like really planning it out. Warning of what he's gonna do, being just like the bus route. No, this is like a joke. This is a big joke.
Where we are taught to honor evil. And how you die does not redeem how you
I can
live.
go up. Okay, let's do it. Fine.
Look at these sirens. Let him play. Finish.
Not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life.
I'm finna eat. Let him finish.
I can afford the violence that took your life, but I don't have to celebrate how you chose to live.
Now you know you ain't got no connection to God if you talking like this fool. He said, think about this. He said, how do you have this feeling for Charlie Kirk, but you don't have this feeling for these two people that died? I guess they were politicians. Because they weren't people of God like Charlie was.
These were the people that were around Charlie Kirk. Now, all of a sudden, his views on Black America make a lot. He was around Black MAGAs. I mean, I get it. Officer Tatum, how do you know? How do you know whether or not they were people of God? Or were they not people of God because they were Democrats? Is that it? Democrats are not people of God? Huh? It sounds like you took off your Sunday hat and put on your MAGA hat.
Oh, sorry.
So we can only mourn MAGAs. And by the way, how Christian is it to assess death differently depending on? So you mean to tell me if I see to you they weren't people of God, which is an absurd notion, but if I see that to you, so therefore not worthy of what? Any compassion or empathy because you said they're not people of God? Like this is come down here, I feel like I lose a piece of my soul.
Why do you think all these people crying? Why do you think all these people putting the flag at half-mast? Why do you think all these people are celebrating? Why do you think all these people are at their churches? They're doing their memorial services, flowers pouring out, buying merch, supporting Charlie. Why do you think people are doing it? Why do you think he got 1 million more people follow him on social media, millions more follow him on Instagram? We look it up. 87 million views in a week of Charlie Kirk. Why do you think it's so? If you knew God and you knew the Bible, you would know because he's a man of God. And that's why it hurt.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. I like to judge it based on
I've
his
got
own
nothing
words,
against the
not what
queers.
Officer Tatum said.
I am a queer.
By the way, this is the other problem with death penalty. It takes too long, too many appeals. It should be public.
Like necessarily have it on my clothes.
It should be
Kind of like how I wouldn't want to wear an American flag
should you
either.
start to see
You know,
public
like
execution? 16.
I think you could do it earlier. I think you maybe at age 12.
I want to watch that execution. That'll make my day better.
I didn't see that in my Bible. I didn't.
Again, I know my clothes
Is that
are
one of the new versions?
I'm talking
Is that in the Trump Bibles? Is the Trump Bibles got all that?
Aggressive.
And you don't even know him and it hurts.
Not
That's
flags.
because somebody with that much power and that much authority and put God first in everything he did, you feel it when somebody like that died. If this pastor lost his life, nobody will come to this celebration but 3 people in this church. Because the Spirit of God in him is not powerful enough to make a difference. And if it was, he would have enough discernment to know that Charlie Kirk lived his life according to the scripture. And you may not like him telling the truth about you ignorant Negroes, but he told the truth anyway. You can't land on a quote that Charlie Kirk said in context that wasn't true.
In context, I love how he modifies it immediately because, like, when you say that, you can just keep insisting no matter what they say that it's not context, even if it's completely in context. Even if you, like, literally surrounded it with everything he's ever said surrounding that.
That's what they talking about. They out there screwing around on the weekend.
From the first thing he ever said publicly in the media until he died. Like, even if you, like, literally went through all of it, they'd be like, no, that's not in
You ain't
context.
got no discernment. You pick black over Christ.
In the mood for an easy sesh? Then this is the challenge for you.
I ain't gotta say nothing. I did a whole video talking about Black MAGA's fixation and fascination and obsession with just attacking black people, regardless of the scenario. And there we go.
Oh, so Pop Shop is our flip track. Okay, that's weird. I didn't know that.
I can tell you this, Black MAGA.
I just assumed it was like a different category.
Let's look on the bright side. By virtue of everything that I've heard, Charlie Kirk actually looks the best coming out of this. Now that I see the kinds of black people that were involved.
Oh my god, that was it. Oh my god, I'm jumping so high. What the fuck?
Anyone out there calls himself a Christian, and you justify this. Shame on you. Shame on you. This is evil. And I'm pissed off, bro.
Like, I have one thing I actually feel this is like, it's like you can't even speak truth anymore. Like, this is literally on the game.
It's like shut up or die.
I agree with almost everything Charlie said.
I believe that. I 1000% believe that.
Native-born Americans, you better buy weapons.
Why would you want me to do
A lot of guns.
360 shove it?
I would never leave your home without a weapon.
I think it's worth the amount cost.
Ow, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I like felt that.
So that we can have the Second Amendment to protect other God-given rights.
We actually need looser gun laws because I think that oh yeah. They said we have more guns at the Turning Point HQ than you could imagine. Yeah, if anyone ever tries to come, that won't end well.
Oh, Black MAGA. It's a shame. I bet I provided the montage to you guys. Hopefully you take a look at it. I absolutely know that you won't.
My tail.
But
My tail does.
here we are yet again with you taking the absolute worst.
Okay, I just like do like. Yeah, there we go.
And Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black than Mike Mason.
MLK. That
talks about race all the time, describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true.
But the fact that you want to utilize Christianity,
I feel like I need to get through until the next mission. Oh god, so much. No, I'll play a little bit more and then I'll move on to
your elected officials, as if we don't see the head of your party, as if we don't see the entirety of Elon Musk's website and the rhetoric therein. The fact that you want to use Christianity to explain your viewpoints is the most outlandish part of all of it.
Some black Christians are truly insufferable. The way that y'all are pulling out biblical scripture and calling this man a brother in Christ based on these disparaging remarks that he has made against black people, immigrants, and women, he did not see a lot of y'all
no
as brothers
face
and
or
sisters in
boobs
Christ. He did not like y'all. He hated y'all. He hated you. And he thought that you were beneath him in the societal totem pole. You were not on the
Feeling
same
up to a
level as him,
challenge?
even as a Christian.
This one's got your name
You
written
were
all
beneath
over
him.
it.
The disparaging remarks that this man has made about so many different marginalized communities, you were not to him a brother or sister in Christ. He wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire.
No, you see what I mean? Like, I don't play like the way I say I should, where it's like you don't do think something that you wouldn't maybe try in real life. Like, when I'm flying out like a rocket, I'm like, yeah, this is badass, but it makes it so much harder to pull off anything.
Sister in Christ. In fact, nothing about the way he lived his life exemplified Christ-like behavior. Nothing about it exemplified Christ-like behavior. He spewed hatred. A lot of it. I'm like, am I missing something? What about him was Christ-like, y'all? How did he live his life? What about it?
Actually, I'm gonna
the way Jesus Christ?
I take back everything I said. I'm trying to be a superhuman.
And then some of y'all are trying to compare his death to that of Christ. Isn't that like blasphemous? And considering he didn't make it to his Jesus year, nothing about nothing about Christ. The way some of y'all are moving, y'all would have mourned Master. Y'all would act exactly like Samuel L. Jackson's character in Django. Harriet would need to leave so many of y'all would have fight. A lot of y'all would have switched on Nat Turner. I'm seeing now that many of y'all would have turned on Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. They see time is running out. Their use and value to MAGA is running out. They're calling it like it is more and more every single day. Candace saw that. That's why she did her pivot. And now they just racing to the bottom trying to squeeze out that last little bit of this. It's sad.
Should I be trying
It really is sad. Well, we gonna laugh though. We gonna laugh because we see we don't think it's going ignored because it's not.
Imagine the world without Joy Reid. Imagine the world without Sheila Jackson Lee or Michelle Obama or Ketanji Brown Jackson.
I am channeling the emotions of many of the conservatives who are angry. They knew Charlie. They loved Charlie. They viewed Charlie as a mainstream conservative Republican.
And he saw y'all too. Yeah, he did. Thank you guys so much for watching the video and supporting the channel. Obviously, in this time of heightened political tension, communities like we have created here on the channel are even more important. And I am extremely grateful to have this space to grow and share and learn together alongside you guys. And I would like to invite you to come be a part of that community, whether that's just jumping in the comments and letting me know what you think of the content, sending me suggestions at admin@christianworks.com, and of course subscribing to the page and becoming a member. Also, we do lives once a week, so you can always be on the lookout for those live notifications. check out the videos and chat alongside myself and the mods and all of the characters that have been created here on the channel, I would love to have you. I also would once again like to thank all of the people whose hard work has gone into making this channel grow and thrive in the way that it has. The mods have definitely been through it. I can say that. Definitely in the last week they've been through it. And I am so happy to have you guys be stewards of this community and keeping it safe for everyone. And of course, Miss Ray for keeping everybody organized and making sure we're getting the word out, as well as Regina for helping me keep track of a pretty insane news cycle. Everybody who has pitched in, I want to say a sincere thank you, and it is because of your efforts that we got a lot more where that came from.
Oh shit. Rocket League ass song. Oh my god. Why am I not kickflipping off? Yeah, why am I not kickflipping? Fuck. I'm playing like so shit. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
I'm not totally sure I would say it is really funny that these cameras
God damn it, man. I hope just finish this embarrassment off. Isn't that the whole... Is it really just like how fast you flick it? Like you do have to hold it down a bit too.
And as she's being sued, she's dealing with her which is a fight to run out. She reveals her names. But we talk about the game. To get that case dismissed. So they dismissed that case. So that one's going to be hard for it. And I believe
See, what the fuck? Something's going wrong there. I feel like I should be hauling higher.
It's
so insane. Imagine doing that. I have to stop it. Yeah, before I get more free
It's like, at a certain point, I would definitely be like,
I don't get why I'm not jumping as high as I think I should be on everybody's. I'm jumping up really fast. Fuck. I'm never gonna do this. I'm never going to do this.
I did. I looked up her and the man in my phone don't have any children.
I'm going insane.
Just the same person that the writer now using to try and say that Charlie Kirk was not, in fact, assassinated by the shooter. They're trying to pull this whole thing where, if you didn't know this, Charlie Kirk in his final days apparently was starting to become critical of Israel. He was supposed to have a meeting with them and pull it back to them so that the man would come but then Charlie Kirk was starting to have doubts, second guessing.
Okay, see, I don't know what I'm doing wrong there.
But just as he's having his doubts that he's assassinated, and now everybody thinks
Is it really just that high? Should I be grinding?
I just got exclusive footage. I got exclusive footage that shows that apparently they're and that same person may have done other mass shootings just coming out from here. Also,
Oh my god. I'm so pissed. I'm never gonna do this. Literally. I keep grabbing. See, yeah. so fucked. I'm never gonna get it, ever. What?
I don't know, and I don't look.
Guys, yeah. No, is this a little more discussion? It is like shit. I have this kind of focus on yourselves. I'm so fucked. I'm fucked. I can't lose it.
Charlie Kirk was dead. You have Netanyahu giving multiple interviews talking about how using the fucking moment for purposes like the fucking rule that he is. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, Jillian, because none of us can finish a damn point without someone jumping down your throat.
Oh my god, that's the whole point of the show, though, Anna. Didn't you know that? It's like you're on like The View, but for like hard right. Okay, I'm gonna give up. I can't take this anymore. I don't know why I can't win. See, like, am I always saying I'm not on like I guess I could try to like land it. Nope.
You're the center chair. She was the racist who not too long ago was doing this whole thing about going on CNN and being like,
I think that has something to do with it. I just have to land on the fucking manual. There we go. No wait, that should be it, right? Only one of them's on I was trying that in like the literally hardest way possible. I was actually right from the very beginning. I should have played it with a real person instead of thinking I could do all that ridiculous shit at once. Oh, I probably couldn't. Like, if I figured it out, that's just.
What did Anna say that was so bad? Benjamin Netanyahu is a bad person. You're gonna fucking bash this all. I'm not there for that. It's not for me. I'll talk to you later.
Cool. So can we continue the conversation? Yeah, let's. Okay.
Wait a second, what the fuck?
Why did you press in front of that? Is there no exit on yours? I don't know what the studio setup is. You know, sometimes it can be deceptive, by the way. When you see it on sets, sometimes it feels like they're a lot bigger than they are, and when you actually stand into them, welcome to the set.
Wait, what the fuck? Shouldn't I have this? What just happened? Did I lose it? Do I have to do it again? What the fuck is happening? Oh no, this is a different one.
Gated?
It just has the exact same thing. No, Jesus Christ, what the hell's happening?
2 seconds ago, oh, I just So, Julie might quit. Oh, she quit the podcast altogether.
Oh, we didn't know that yet.
like, yeah, sorry you got triggered, or whatever the right usually likes to say about these kind of situations. She said Benjamin Netanyahu's a bad person. And that's just factually true. He's responsible for genocide. He's forcibly starving hundreds of thousands of children to death. If that's not bad, you know, I mean, I would use much stronger terms, but if you don't consider that bad, I mean, are you Benjamin Netanyahu? Are you a part of his body?
Okay, I know. Sorry.
Thing. I saw this
No, I'm
response.
happy to talk about that.
And it seems like, yeah,
I will
freedom of speech,
discuss that.
everything.
Let's discuss that. Very clear. I'm responsible for the content on that show. PBD was like, you are responsible. And at this point, I'm saying, guys, this is uncovered with
Oh, it's the first day of Rosh Hashanah. It's the first day of Christmas. Imagine saying that in like almost any other context. What does that even fucking mean? Really? On my birthday, I'm getting fired? I'm getting arrested for murder on my birthday. I killed 36 people, but it's my birthday.
Fucked up every single time that Israel commits a war crime, atrocity, genocide.
First day of Rosh Hashanah.
Did you know? Around the way is where Slappy is from. It's also where this classic Espilog line ends.
Speaking out against the crimes of Israel. What are we doing? And then immediately she's kind of like, she does that and
Oh, fuck me. Oh, I see. Okay. A little gap there. I wonder if you could like angle around stuff like that. I would need to be way better at this game to do that. Healthy criticism? No. Healthy criticism. No, it's condemnation should be what's being asked. Okay, I can't lose now. I don't know if I'm actively getting worse or if these are getting harder. I think it's a little bit of both.
you kind of sound like Joe. You kind of sound like
True.
You kind of sound like all the artists. You always have to be like,
I feel like I'm not jumping as much as I should be. My ollies aren't going that high. I always expect to like, not describe it. Like that. I should be able to make that.
flashback that was not directed at people.
That was not a good one. Shut the fuck up.
Tight. You made it all the way around the way.
And she was just like, I quit. I'm out. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't go to this. I'm doing another fucking show. All we do is bash history. I didn't sign up for this. I'm sorry. I'm done. It's too much. Not only did no one insinuate that Kirk repeated that none of us, though, so over and over again, she had a problem with Americans on an American show criticizing Israel. As long as my country borrows money and continues to blow up our debt to pay for Israel's endless multi-front wars, I will air my thoughts wherever and however I want. So
okay, yeah. So it isn't about holding it down longer.
Huge fans of her take and the value attainment.
But it feels like I still go down. No, whatever.
I believe that the show might be done. Or at least that version of it. I don't know if it's done for good. I don't know if Jillian Michaels is going to be replaced. I don't know if she's replaceable. I mean, how'd you find another person?
You have to do it right at the like a same like doing a pop show about reverse.
With a little Tucker Carlson sprinkled on top. Where are you going to find that? That's going to be really hard to find on the right. So, you know, good luck. Good luck finding a replacement for that.
Biggest Loser Challenge on Wii. Join Bob, Jillian, and Allison in America's #1 weight loss game. Now with over 100 new challenges and exercises, including knee strikes,
they're ready to do those faster.
And for the first time ever, all new cardio boxing.
So, ends up being about how do we bash Israel. This is not for me. I'm not interested in this.
Okay,
I know.
The Biggest Loser Challenge. In stores this November, only on Wii.
So thank you so
That'd be
much
fun to
for
learn how to
patrons
do
for
the
making
Wally.
this show possible. We could not fund it without you. And if you want to join, please check out patreon.com/theserfs to unlock bonus episodes, uncensored content, and all the good stuff. Thanks to Anna Loves Riley, Addercap, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez.
It's so grating, and my observation in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death is that regardless of how left black people did it, I saw Elliot Biston and a bunch of other liberals who are not usually politically in line with me, all expressing outrage, Chinese people, all expressing like outrage that anybody
Give me a second. I'm gonna grab a drink.
disturbed by the volume of people on the liberal left spectrum who see themselves in Charlie Kirk and have been explicit about that. As well as I see myself in Charlie Kirk. I heard other people, again, I'm really not trying to get into it, but I think listen around of how people see like so many podcasters and content creators like I see myself in Charlie Kirk and I have the urge not to get killed. Like I get it, it's scary. But you can just say it's bad to kill people and keep them mission. Right. You don't need to go into, oh, but he was being manipulated.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think maybe is it people thinking that like, well, he was able to fight and save bad things, but like wasn't killing people. Is that I don't really get this point of well, it's like why would you have to talk to someone who wants to now?
To the extent that all of the Republicans on board with the stochastic terrorism argument,
right? Yeah.
Charlie Kirk was the king of stochastic terrorism, and by the way, making fun of the death of people and being irreverent about the family of slain people as long as they were black or Palestinian. So like everybody saving your crocodile tears, this guy is good for the discourse, he's so high-minded, he was so polite. No.
Okay, I use the bathroom too. I lied.
The thing that is your priority.
I'm not using the bathroom now.
Like, and
Yeah,
it's
let's
so
go.
obvious how precious people get about white life is. White lives are valuable.
The Loaf found a cutty spot that needed to be doctored. Paging Dr. Slappy.
Oh, these are getting harder. I'm not really. Pulling down doesn't work with the manual. It makes you stop. It's really annoying. Wait, do you always jump?
Right. Before George Floyd,
it's always higher, isn't it, when you're in a manual?
That I want to bring up and that you brought up. And you know, neither you and I are very, I would say, very anti or something.
Is there like a way to hold down while in a manual? Oh, fuck.
Identity politics, weaponization of identity politics, divide and conquer. But I do think that it's worth pointing
Yeah, see,
out.
now you
The
really
irony
make
is
it
that
great.
tons of anti-Semites who are happy or who hate or tons of
And then I
anti-Semites but are Zionists. Never saying
Oh, it worked. Okay, cool.
Prognosis positive. Dr. Slappy would be pleased.
Jesus. Jesus.
Now, I want to
Oh my
say
God.
that, like, when I saw the video of him, I did not want to see it. I saw it, it was just on Instagram, and it was disturbing. It was disturbing. I mean, it disturbed me on a visceral level. Very violent. Now, if I had looked at that and also looked at stuff against not having and hadn't felt the visceral level of that, plus then I would be concerned. So
Oh, fuck.
my point is, I think that that's a human reaction. I'm not happy with that. I don't think it's but the biggest thing is I thought it was political. Because that response is exactly what anyone's going to do to be tracked. Whole track now. And this is why they're so invested in the society. And I was totally, by the way, like, Bella's house. Left out there in the Bella's house. Amazing anti-fascist Italian anthem. I was so happy. My friend, I thought my friend was sent me as a tweet about how Bella's house actually referenced the gaming thing. Like the happiest moment of my life recently. But I do think that if anyone needs
What? Fuck you. I'm still moving over here.
not just because Ezra is Jewish, but like our society allows for anti-black and and but I do want to say, just for instance, like Glenn Greenwald, I have no doubt that Glenn would say the same things, and this is kind of like not a personal one. Glenn, from knowing him, and you know better than I do, but I think Glenn would say do the same things about Charlie Kirk, regardless of what he had said. And in fact, that one has me Glenn is engaged. I agree. I someone who I think like it is not because of that. You know what I mean? Like Glenn Greenwald would respond the same way to Kirk that Kirk said anti-Jewish things. And Kirk said effectively the same. An anti-gay. Yeah, right. Gays took a stray. Yeah. Right. So I agree. I think we all have to individuals doing it versus like you were saying, you know, it's one thing to like know people and like know what's in their hearts. But what I would definitely say is
Oh, come on.
not only would Ezra Vine not have written that piece, but it would not be published.
Right.
And that things he said about black people and Allison was
Like, I noticed this like tendency. I noticed this in law school. There was an incident in law school where this 3L, when I was wrote this email that was public.
So I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Like, what the fuck? Where am I? How do you get up there?
Two white girls.
I can't find a climbing point.
A boy or something, and he leaked to the press. This woman who was planning to go was on her way to Oak Park for a judge had basically did a racist thing. And the email was about to like
I did climb that.
Black child raised it to be a beautiful and smart and wonderful as a white child, but you know, that's not how it goes. And so this became like a little national story at the time, and I remember so many people that I went to school with in press and so coming up to me and asking me like, why is that racist? And if I simply substituted,
I have no fucking clue what to do.
they said like they didn't see it was black, and they were because they agreed.
Wait, can I climb up this?
Because they also think that black people
Oh my god.
right?
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not
Woo.
You're usually called a older Marxist class.
I don't know how else to say it. Like, if you are like not seeing how uncontroversially, horrifically textbook racist Charlie Kirk was, and are focusing on his debate skills and how nice he was to you, virulent bigots. And you can't see it unless you slot in Jewish instead of black. You need to look inward. You need to look inward.
N-word?
Take a beat. Because you're like,
The Lokes are proud of their heritage site. This stunt gets you to hit the biggies. Literally.
Jesus Christ.
and that's why I think so many black people historically have been like,
You're right.
I can't have white allies in this movement. Like, because I know that the difference between a liberal and a right-wing racist is that the liberal is like business like to talk about how black people are inferior, and maybe don't want to treat them differently in society because they're inferior. But surely they're inferior, and the racist will come out and say it. And all and what Charlie Kirk did, like a big part of his project, was normalizing that belief and making people increasingly comfortable in saying that out loud. And so when so many people in the wake of his death were like, well, what was wrong with it? Like,
Okay, what am I
all
doing?
of the racist stuff he said. And the response to so much of it was like, but why is that racist?
Oh shit, I'm trying to think. Okay, I have to do it. I'll do it. Hold on.
So I was recently targeted by
Well, I've been really curious to watch this because I fucking I watched the Vanguard. I always had this kind of suspicion that they're not like that politically necessarily informed theory-wise, but they've had some good calls. Like they interviewed Zora in 2020, 2021 or something. I don't remember. It might have been 2020. Like, you know, they were on that. I've always gotten the impression that they're not. Even and they're just kind of, you know, they're mostly, which they embrace that, but I've always just been curious about, like, if there was, I've wondered if a video like this would be made, if that makes sense, like, without being too suspicious, because again, like, I
have do
watch
my own slop channel where I do reaction videos, but I also at least have a main channel that the slop channel exists to support, right? That's why it exists. These guys do nothing but slop, and they are very inaccurately named, I would say. They're called the Vanguard.
You know what, I'm just
their
gonna
positions are about as far away from a Vanguard as they can possibly imagine. Every one of their videos is like popular personality name destroys X. And people watch them not so much because they want to see what these guys say about the actual news, but rather because it's like every article creator themed drama. Endless. Every single video is the exact same. X verbs, X. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Every video is the exact same. Mehdi Hassan destroys.
Is this the part?
Aspari, pulled out. Mark Kalinsky, Shockey, Mission, Hassan Pike, Taylor Lorenz, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Like, I appreciate it. This is what you do if you want money.
Yeah, this is what I'm
It's not
saying.
what you do if you're intelligent and have something to contribute. But these guys have been
He's a
very
little too
angry
harsh,
with me
though, but
because
I'm
they
gonna still watch
are
it.
way too afraid to make like an actual video talking about it. They have been very angry with me for
Black
like
Park, oh,
calling
that's
out
it.
Graham Platinum for being a black automaker and mass moving movies. That's one thing they're very angry about. They're very angry about explaining how first
Wait,
of all,
are they really?
this should make it important for you should join them. They're very angry with that. Basically, these guys are like first one like Bernie Sanders, right? They are desperately offended by basically any opinion that comes from some place aside from like a white, like left-leaning liberal American. They don't want to be exposed to like someone
Oh,
who's
flat
not just
video
an
picture.
American.
Is the church over
They're
here?
gonna make a standard like American
Where's the
Bernie
whole
Sanders.
church? What am I in?
They have kept that things to like their bots, which I believe are paid. They're also members only, so I can't like show them here, but like
Wait, is
they
that
can
not
actually
what I was
talk
supposed
on
to
the
hit?
video.
Oh,
They don't
shit,
watch
okay.
my videos. What they do is they react to the thumbnail.
Where the church
So they
one
looked at
is?
like the thumbnail of like my Graham Plattner video and they were like,
Oh.
oh man, come on,
Oh, I
who's
see.
the
Okay,
best?
they're
Oh, this is awesome, we got a base. You know, what they did was massacre some brown and white babies and brag about it even today. What's wrong with that, man? You know, they have things to say about me, but they don't exactly get to the point of them actually making a criticism. I don't think these people are sexual. I don't think they're really capable of making a criticism. I don't think they're capable of engaging. Or they would have engaged, right? They would have debated.
Like I said, no, yeah, I've watched like some of their drama content because they just happen to be people that cover it first, like covering things that other creators are up to. Just because it's good to know that, so you know who you're trusting.
What's your best ever video? What is the video?
But they've always been like kind of on the drama.
They couldn't tell you because
I've never really heard them say anything meaningful in terms of like.
X destroys X.
Oh, not this
It's the exact same. Their most popular video is here's what Joe Rogan has to say about Donald Trump. Oh my god, this is really funny.
Not even
Their
theory,
most
just like
popular
policies, like what to do.
line shit. Actually, even Joe Rogan knows his vote for Donald Trump. Tomorrow's gonna win. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, these guys are even worse.
Okay,
than
what's the
I thought they
worst?
were. Sorry, these guys are just like Democratic Party influencers. These guys were just like pro Kamala Harris guys. How'd that go, by the way? Did she win? Maybe not. Okay, if you ask me, like, which of your videos are like your favorite? I could tell you. Video on Manifest Destiny, how it was the Nazism.
Like of course, but oh, so like on. Okay, yeah, so I am.
That's the point. You ask these guys.
Actually, I am on it. Oh wait, no, that's it. Okay. Wait, but I hit it before. Whatever. Okay.
Lures into the block of just X destroys X type of things. So these guys are going super hard for Blackwater Mercenary.
Oh,
Graham
that's right
Platt.
there.
As I went over, he's a Blackwater mercenary in Afghanistan massacring little children for a mercenary company in 2018, right? And they are incredibly enthusiastic. So literally on the day when it was being widely spread that Graham Plattner was a Blackwater mercenary for the first time, they posted this. Everything I learned about Plattner makes me love him more. Very unfortunate that
That was a tasty sampler platter of sights. Good work, Chef.
Plants, whose purpose is to go in there and be like, we gotta tax the billionaires. That's what Bernie Sanders was. And respect our veterans, give the veterans more benefits, don't do imperialism, blah blah blah. Rebuild our fleet, our like Navy fleet. That's like what Plattner's been saying. These guys see that. They are the vanguard, right? The vanguard party. They're at the forefront of the communist revolution.
Damn.
This is what they're saying. An obvious Democratic Party interest plan candidate. So I thought it interesting to see what they had to say about the previous version of this thing. The exact same person as this thing. A man named Fetterman. They really fucking liked John Fetterman.
Oh, like
when he was
like from PA, like John Fetterman too. But I mean, he did have a stroke. You have to give him the credit.
A staunch American imperialist once he was
Or
actually
some anti-credit, I guess.
I'm just
What is it? Slack? I don't know. Well, you shouldn't cut him slack. You should be office, but.
My favorite
But we should
one
cut, I guess.
is
Like,
that Nathan J. Robinson wrote an article about how Fetterman was
also, I guess he was kind of close to it. Because
a
he was
Democratic
in
Party
Pennsylvania.
right? Like an imperialist Democratic Party. Andrew Jackson was going to immediately do everyone
brain should have known that he was going to do, like these types always do. And he made a video. Kyle Collins rips apart Nathan J. Robinson and John Van Dyke. Sacred talk. You see the SEO there. It's all about getting clicks based on this person said this about that. This other person. This is their model.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're drama.
These guys could not
Wait, does he not know what drama is?
You know, this didn't really age very well, did it? Guess who was right here? We know who. We know he's going to be right in the future too about Mr. Black Levine. It's obvious. He's a fucking mass murderer. And these guys get the Go Through It Again award endlessly, but I mean, I don't think they're falling for it, okay? They're not falling for shit. These guys vote for Interior and partner like AOC, like Sanders, like Fetterman, like anyone else, because these people lead imperialism and
I love that.
leave what the US is, and it's capitalism.
Bad Panada talked about this. He was like, you like to find drama. They're drama sloptubers, yes, but for politics, in the politics sphere, that's like what they do.
Maybe I'll increase relative and food stamps by 5%. It's how you things for you, as long as you're willing to ignore that they're best doing nothing rather than imperialism, and worse, actually helping to enable. That's why guys like this, right now, Fetterman, see, because they accept the imperial part, slightly more treats for you, provided you do not go any further than the entryist candidates of the Democratic Party serve up for, provided you don't try to do anything independent, provided you don't try to break the mold, provided you don't do anything inconvenient for the status quo. They accept that. They want you to accept it too. It's the easy thing to do, you know? It's the easy thing to do to just frame what you're given by the status quo as the end-all be-all of acceptable politics. It's popular because, you know, the mainstream media is already doing that. Everyone else is already doing that. It doesn't really take long. It doesn't really take any convincing or audience to be, but they already agree with you. That's why people like this do this. It's a very easy shift. It's extremely easy to get a bunch of views from America and get a lot of ad revenue and memberships or whatever when you're just telling them, yeah, voting for the person who says they're going to do things that are good for you and ignoring what the lack of action or like the lead chief of the Democratic Party, you know, one is going to do for everyone else in the rest of it. You know, that's good for you.
This isn't as good of a take as I really expected, like, not expected it. I expected it to be brilliant, but he does love his clip.
These guys engage in
like, I don't know, it kind of feels like he's pointing out the obvious.
And being unable to
like, yeah, obviously drama slopshots. And they're just kind of, they're just calling out other people in the political sphere who are genuinely being, like, shitty, to be fair. But, like, it's not like I come to, like, learn about leftist politics.
If they disagree with it, right, and they're willing to point it out on their Twitter as if something's wrong with it, right? You'd be wrong. You'd be wrong. That's really capable. They react immediately, emotionally, to the thumbnail. You can't repeat a word in the actual video. That's pretty telling, right? They feel like emotionally targeted, right? They have like this immediate emotional reaction. They're telling me, as an American, that the things that I do in an attempt to provide benefit to myself harm others, and that I can do things to make this less harmful to others. And I should be working towards something to eliminate any notion of choosing between me and them, rather than just doing Democratic Party entryism and making sure that this dynamic continues forever. So I'm going to point to the thumbnail and be like, oh my god, this is so dumb!
Jesus.
I can't fucking tell you what's actually done about it. I certainly can't actually respond to a single word said in the actual video. The Vanguard. These guys are at the foot of political radicalism. The Vanguard. The least accurate name for a channel I've ever seen.
I think that their channel name is ironic. I think they've said that before, just to be fair.
That Biden is an anti-war president who was like single-handedly responsible for the Afghanistan war, which just isn't true. The Afghanistan war was agreed to by Trump, and Biden was carrying out the deal that Trump had made with Taliban for the U.S. in Afghanistan. But for some reason, these guys are very invested in painting Donald Trump as like more pro-war and Joe Biden as more anti-war. And you have to wonder, why would someone who's like left-wing not want to do that? Why would someone who's just a Democratic Party shill, want to whitewash Biden and try to make Trump look worse, even worse than he really is. They wouldn't. Here's what they say. Many dishonest citizens lied to their audience, shamelessly saying that Donald Trump would declare Afghanistan in his first term, with some even giving him credit for Biden's decision to do so. Insane! Now he's able to reinvade. Yeah, that's going to go. We also have to last time. However,
oh my god,
I went over this when it actually happened. It's insane to see someone say this. The Trump government announced a much needed plan to withdraw from Afghanistan by May 2021. That's what the article that you're saying is very now is demonstrating. So I pointed that out to these fellas, and you know, you would think they might have a decent response to that. You would think they might be able to refute this some way, shape, or form. No. Just, you're stupid. You're stupid. They said 2000.
The one foot grab was funny, because you just kind of trying to let everyone like that. It's kind of silly.
The US government and Taliban to withdraw from Afghanistan.
Or is that how you're supposed to learn that? I don't think you are.
Somebody said,
But it's funny that you can do that.
the withdrawal. He said specifically it was Biden's withdrawal. So, an interesting thing about that 2,500 thing is that one, yeah, obviously they hadn't withdrawn fully yet because the deal was by May 2021. That's the first one. Trump was out of office long before May 2021, so he didn't have a chance to withdraw. However, the entire reason why there was still 3,500
This would be a good place to build a little park.
is because Donald Trump was actively withdrawing. As the article notes here, the Trump administration agreed to an initial reduction of U.S. forces from 13,000 to 8,000 by 2020, followed by a complete withdrawal by May 2021. At the end of the administration, there were 2,500 U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. So, soldiers in Afghanistan from 13,000 to 2,500. So the reason why there was still 2,500 is because the U.S. was gradually withdrawing, and the deal hadn't reached its conclusion yet. And then Biden actually violated the deal. He delayed the withdrawal until August.
Jesus Christ.
He didn't meet the May deadline. That's why the Taliban ended up like doing what they